Mr. Jawad Usmani, Chief Secretary UP, Madam Debjani Ghosh, Mr. Karan Bajwa, Mr. Rami Samanathan, Mr. Rajendra Kumar, Mr. Rajiv Srivastav, my colleagues, distinguished members from the industry, and friends from media. Well, I must say at the outset itself that right from the moment this new government came into power, our Honorable Chief Minister, who is quite IT savvy himself, has had a vision about the development of the IT sector in this state. And this particular conference and workshop, which has been organized by our IT department, I think is a very major step in the culmination of this vision, in taking this vision forward. I must congratulate Jivesh Nandan and his team of officers for having worked so hard and creating this today, and must also extend a very warm welcome to my friends from industry who have found time to come here today and to address us and give us their views. Because I'm convinced that it's only with the partnership between industry and government that the way forward is there. This is the only way that transformation, as far as the state of UP is concerned, is possible, and this is what we are looking for. This is what our aim is. This is what our IT vision is. As Jivesh Nandan spoke to you, the IT vision of the state has also come out. We have come out with our own IT policy. I think everybody is aware of that. I'm not going to repeat what is there in the policy or in the vision. But basically, we do believe that IT can transform the lives of the people in this state, across this state. So many distinguished panelists just now spoke about one of the major experiments that the state of UP has carried out, that is relating to IT in education, the distribution of 15 lakh laptops. And I'm so glad that we friends from industry did say that what a transparent process was there, absolutely transparent process and absolutely fair, and the way this whole exercise was conducted, I think the entire IT department and the officers sitting here who implemented this project need to be commended for that. Of course, the digital divide has to be bridged, and a digital divide to be bridged is perhaps one of the ways in which we can bring about inclusion. When we talk about inclusion, we talk about financial inclusion, we talk about other aspects of inclusion, but this is one of the major steps to bring about inclusive growth as far as the state of UP is concerned. And this distribution of laptop, I'm so glad to hear from so many people out here that this is bringing about a transformation. I was glad to hear Mr. Bajwa quote some figures about IMRD research, which did say that possessing a laptop has had a very positive impact on the education levels of the students. I think this is what we are looking for. And this can only be made possible with a large-scale training program for the principals, for the teachers, and for the students themselves. And I'm glad that, once again, in that area also, we are cooperating with the private sector partners to make this possible. Of course, this will have to be a continuous exercise. We can't sit back and just wait. It will have to be a continuous exercise. We'll have to keep growing. We'll have to keep learning as we go by. As far as e-governance is concerned, my colleague from the Government of India talked about the National E-Governance Plan, and I'm so happy that he did find that the progress in UP is quite good and UP is progressing well. Well, yes, a lot of initiatives have been taken as far as e-governance are concerned in the state of UP. We are implementing the e-connectivity. We have implemented the pilot e-district project. We are going to expand that now with the other districts of the state. And that apart, so many officers I see sitting out here, I would like to just mention to you, in their own way have come out with wonderful e-governance applications in their domain, whether they have been district magistrates or collectors, or whether they have been managing directors or head of departments, or even in various departments of secretariat. Wonderful experiments have been carried out, and I can just, Amod is sitting here, the Lokmani experiment, the grievance redressal mechanism through IT is caught all over the state. It was an experiment which he started, and then it was followed and replicated all around the state. That is one. Similar things have come up. In my own field, I noticed in agriculture, for instance, fertilizer monitoring systems were developed so very well by some of our own collectors. I think some of them are here in the audience here today. They came out with an FMS system to monitor the fertilizer and how the fertilizer was reaching each and every retail outlet and how much fertilizer was reaching. And that, helped us immensely to make fertilizer available to the farmer at the right time. This is the kind of, transformation that IT applications bring about. I was looking after urban development a few years ago, and I do recall that as part of the JNNRM reforms, house tax, very critical thing. House tax was, computerized all in major towns of the state, and that had a tremendous impact. Not only in increasing the income that the municipal corporation was getting from the house tax, but making the whole process so transparent. You could go to your site and see the formula which is given and calculate your own house tax and do a self-assessment of your own. and file in your tax. And this, many of the cities, they made the entire process online. And now the experiment is there to continue this and expand it to the other cities of the state. So this is the kind of transformation that it can bring about. Something so elementary as home guards, There used to be so much corruption and allegations of corruption in the duty allocation of home guards all over the state. I was a short while, I remember I was looking after this department along with my urban development charge. And I do recall there was a very young collector in Barabanki, Vikas Gotwal, his name is there. He came out and he said, sir, I have designed my own IT model by which the allocation of duties of the home guards will be done in a manner in which this allegation of corruption will be totally done away with. Well, I encouraged him, he came up, it went through a process of iteration, but I'm glad to say that that model has now been accepted and implemented across the state. And it has led to tremendous feeling of satisfaction amongst the home guards and everybody others that such a thing as allocation of duties can be done in a manner which can be made transparent and so that people feel satisfied. So these are some of the examples. I can go on and keep on repeating. In rural development, for example, IT has made monitoring of the schemes, possible in a manner that you really make it transparent. You know now what was there before, what is there now, what transformation that has taken place. MIS, which has come up in a way that just that MIS would pinpoint where the problem is and what is happening. So these are kind of changes which are being brought about by our e-governance initiatives which have been taken up by various officers of the state. So I can say that people are committed to the development of e-governance in the state. Our officers are committed. They're coming up with examples. We only have to support them. We have to replicate those examples. We have to carry out the pilots and scale up the pilots. That is where the problem always comes, as you rightly said. The problem comes when pilot always looks so good, but when you start scaling it up, then so many issues crop up, and that is where a lot of management, administration, support, and governance issues come up. But then, I'll repeat once again, that the only way to transform governance in the state is through the introduction of IT in governance, and there is still a tremendous potential for it. In every department, there is potential to, transform so many activities into, e-governance mode, and this can be done. And that is not only tremendous scope for work for industry in partnership with government, but also initiative for our officers to take to bring about changes in service delivery at their level, which will eradicate corruption, which will bring about, transparency, which will bring about accountability, which is the very, very essence of IT or e-governance initiatives that have been taken. Just before I end, I must also point out that as Infrastructure and Industrial Development Commissioner, that the state is committed to the industrial development and infrastructure development of the state. We have come out with a policy document for industry and infrastructure, and it's a very far-reaching document. It is well appreciated all across. We have given exemptions, incentives, and other things, and also promised single window clearance. And that is where again IT comes in. Single window can only be made a reality, as I was noticing in our Udyog Bandhu, when people who are applying for setting up an industry or coming with a proposal, if everything can be made online for them, the various clearances which are getting from various other departments, if the entire process is made online and they don't have to run around from pillar to post, imagine the impact that will have on the potential investors to the state. So this is there. As far as infrastructure is concerned, you must have heard about expressways, Lucknow-Agra expressway, the major projects which we are coming up with. We are trying to connect all our district headquarters with 4-lane roads. We are coming up with other major, road projects, expressway projects. So this is there. Then Kushinagar International Airport is coming up as a part of the tourist initiative in the Buddhist circuit. Then another airport we are planning near the Taj in Agra. These are some of the new things which have been thought about and how to improve our infrastructure, how to develop our infrastructure. So many initiatives are there, so many things are happening. I am only confident that with the cooperation and partnership of our friends from industry, with a joint effort, we can make things possible in the state of Uttar Pradesh. As somebody said, it's a state of unlimited potential. It is, and it has woken up to its potential. It is now very well aware of its potential, and we feel that it is within our grasp to attain it. I'm sure with our partnership and everybody sitting around here, we will be able to transform governance in the state of UP as well as transform the lives of the people of Uttar Pradesh. Thank you very much.